Hey, it's Scott Dodson. I'm back again. Um, Today, what I want to do is I do this occasionally. I want to use two decks. I like to see the difference of what deck's working for me, what deck I'm really tuned in with at the time, and different things. Just if they come up with the same cards, a lot of times I'll get the same cards and stuff like that. But what I'm going to do is, of course, use my Tarot Illuminati. It's my main deck that I'm using. I've been bouncing between decks here lately, but this was a deck that I put plenty of miles on this. I don't even know if I can get it to shuffle right. I love this deck. This is Joe Marchetti's Tarot of Dreams deck, and there it is. This actually comes with extra cards, and because these have been up, the others always stay in the box. Still here. Anyway, what I'm going to do is, I don't know, this one here was a little bit flimsy. I still used it all the time. Beautiful artwork. Love this deck. Like I said, this one here's got a lot of miles on it. Actually, I'm thinking today about maybe getting in touch with him and seeing if he does have any decks left. I know he had made some new a revised edition of that one there, because he wasn't real crazy about the um, card stock himself. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and I want to do wild hairs. I'm seeing myself. But I'm going to do my daily with this one. I'm going to do a daily with that one and compare it and see how things come up. Oh, there it is. Sometimes I have to take time to tune in, and I haven't today. I've been very, very busy. First card I have, the Two of Cups. The Lovers. Ah, great card to have. That one there, a lot. Love relationship, anything of that manner. Ah, man, this is looking good. I think I just want to keep this deck right here. Keep this spread. Well, except for one. But anyway, this one comes up for me very, very often. I've got the Two of Cups, the Fool card. Actually, on my tarot app that I have on my cell phone, this is the card that I got today for that also. So pretty cool. And the final card, I've got the Ten of Wands reversed. Boo. But anyway, the central card there is the Fool card. Fool card's a great card to get. Very, very positive energy. Now back to the two. Back up a little bit here. The tip card. Normally I get this when people that split up or anything of that manner, they come back together. This doesn't always have to be a love relationship, but often it does show as a love relationship, or people who are close friends or get along real well. That they've had some kind of breakup or split up, and they do come back together. That's often what I get with this. Also, the last time I had this, this was standing out. I was having issues with my back, and I had another one that had shown up that also, I think it was the Ten of Swords. I was having a lot of sharp back pain. Anyway, I was having issues again last night, and this right here, it's a healing and health card as well. So, that being said, making connection with somebody, um, often a reunion with somebody you once knew or something of that manner, that seems to work out really well. Now, the Fool card, central card, absolutely love this card. This is about new beginnings. This is about, you can also take journeys with this. I've seen that quite often, taking journeys. But this is mainly, it's about new beginnings and having the guts and having the courage. About like a child, they have no fear. They just jump into things and they just do them. Same thing with this is what it's telling you. It's saying, the world is open to do whatever you want to do. Right here, you make that choice and that decision to get out there and try something, jump into it. There's also a lot of caution that comes with this card, not as much so when it comes up right. What I'm getting and what's standing out with the card, because I'm not looking at these very, very clearly, this one, actually what stands out, I'll go back to it, right there, that little piece right there, there's red in there. And I would think that would have a connection With red, it's always with me. I find with red a lot of can be anger. A lot of times it's anger, and also with inflammation, dealing with health issues. I had that last night, so and then I had to get up in the middle of the night and go sleep on the couch. For some reason, we got a brand new mattress and it sleeps great, but I can't get comfortable. It's the way our couch is. I can sleep on it and get certain areas of my back to come back. So that's going to tell me immediately right there with the health issue that redness or that inflammation that's going to be alleviated, which it has. Also, with a relationship with people trying to come back together and so forth, the anger it's in the background here, so it's in the back, it's in the past, so they've kind of gotten over it, and it's standing right over this guy's head, and I'm drawn to the man. So if there's somebody I hear about today, or I'm connected with, that's not getting along, I'm going to think a lot of it has to do with the male in the situation, because that just hit me very, very clearly. Now with the Fool card, the sun stood out very, very strong for me. Um, it is a very, very nice day. It's sunny out, but at the same time, usually in the Fool card in the back, there's mountains, okay, and there's snow. Well, I get it's a lot the way it is today. It's very sunny, beautiful looking, but it's cold because of the wind, as it has chilly. But what's standing out for me again is the flower that he has in his hand, and that flower is it's a white flower, and it's a lot about purity and being natural, being yourself. He has it in his hand there. It's almost as if it's a receiving and it's a giving thing all at the same time, is the way I'm picking this up, as if he's giving out that natural purity, and at the same time he has that natural pure um, energy going on with him. But that's what's standing out with the Fool card. Now, the final card I have here is the Ten of Wands, and it is reversed. Now, when this comes up reversed, this is often I find people who are not taking on their responsibilities. This guy he's worked all the way up to the tens, and now he's upright. He's carrying all the responsibility and everything, but it is issues on the back as well, and that coming up reversed, another indication very well with my back. There was more inflammation. If it was swords with me, that would be sharp nerve pain. And I came up with this, and that heat and that inflammation that comes out, and it's being reversed. So that is being alleviated. But at the same time, it's also about not taking on responsibilities, being lacking and not doing what you're supposed to do. Now, what stands out more than anything, what stood out when I first laid the card down, was the steps there at the bottom. For some reason, the bottom. So it also makes me feel as though not taking steps forward to move down this path here. And stairs always get a moving up and growing and doing so forth. But for some reason, it's down at his feet. He's got red on, but that's not what stood out. It was just the steps themselves. And them steps is saying, with that card reversed, I get a lot of not taking responsibilities in the steps and the procedures that you need to take to try to move forward with something. Also, there's some orangish red that stands out in the background in the clouds there. Um, so there may be some kind of heated situation with that. So anyway, that's going to be, well, let me stop. I'm going to go back. Now this is numbers. I like to use the numbers, and they stood out to me. I got a 10 and I got a 2 because the Fool is 0, so that's 12. And my number actually that I've got, I usually get doubles and triples and stuff like that. I see them on the clocks all the time, and our clocks are all set different, so it's really cool. And the number I did get today was 1212, and actually I got it twice. I got it on one clock, and then I was doing something and turned around and looked at another clock, which is several minutes behind, and it had 1212 on it also. So anyway, there's a 12. That breaks down, a 1 plus 2 is a 3. So you have a 3 is a very, very powerful number. It deals a lot with the Empress card. It deals with the threes. So your wands, your swords, your cups, and so forth. And this is usually always coming together. But this a lot about the 3 is an abundance and is a growth. It's a mother, father, child card or number. And with the looks of that, it's saying you're in the ability. with that full card being in the center is telling me that I have the ability to get out there and start something brand new and have it work out. But you have to have faith, and you also have to put in the responsibility. With it sitting beside that Ten of Wands, it's saying, you can jump in there, but you're going to have to take on the responsibility to make it happen. Also, it may well be a connection with somebody else of in the past I haven't got along with that changes things. Okay, now on to this deck. I know this is going to get long because I'm doing double decks. Let's see what we can come up with here, because this deck is calling to me, and the card that's not wanting to pick up is the Fool card. So, but let me see what I can get. And I like using different decks because if you look at your pictures are extremely important. It's not all about keywords. When you get into doing readings, you tap into that intuitive ability. A lot of times it has absolutely nothing to do with the keywords and key phrases if you're paying attention. Take a lot of time to meditate and slow down and look at those. Work on things like picture reading. Just take pictures instead of cards and look at those. What do you get from those? And then find out some information, and you'll be surprised at how correct you are. It's the same thing with tarot cards. You have to pay attention to what hits you, and that's the reason all decks, when you're working in that manner, they do read differently, because the pictures make a different impression on your mind and on your subconscious. Okay, that deck is very hard to shuffle. It was one of the reasons I'd stopped using it all the time. Beautiful deck, though. Love this deck. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. Don't have the same cards, none whatsoever. But I have 2 coins and I have a wand. Now the first card I have here is the 2 of coins in this Tarot of Dreams deck. Now this comes up reversed, so this tells me immediately, especially dealing with financial situations in this manner, of being off balance. You're not working, you're not making enough to cover the bills, things of that manner. But just on a physical level, it comes down to being off balance. Now health-wise, because the Pentacles often will relate to that. That would be, of course, off balance. But the majority of the time with this deck right here, what I get with that too is being off balance, not really heading in the right direction. There's a big ball here, and it almost makes me feel as though what's growing or rolling toward him, that's about to roll over him. Uh, these big things, and it's gold and that money and things of that matter. So it's coming at him, and it's saying that makes me feel as though it's basically overtaken him. He needs to find out a different method of trying to make money and get himself balanced, because there is definitely off balance. A lot of times also with that too is, it's a 2 and it's about choices, and it talks about making some of the wrong choices. Maybe you haven't done the right things that you're supposed to do. But I'm getting a flood of things that's coming with me with this card. And then, of course, there's water, so boom, there's the emotion that's going to be there with it. Anyway, going on to the central card. Now, this is a great thing here. This is the 4 of Wands in this deck. This is one of the marriage cards, or it's a celebration card. It's a time to take rest, time to take a break. You've made it to a point with something that you're working with, such as your job or so forth, dealing with wands, or putting forth effort, something that you're putting some kind of physical effort and energy into, that you've reached a stage where you can celebrate, you can relax, you can take a break. Woohoo, things are going good, So, and it almost feels it feels completely, because the way these cards set up, and I do the 3 dailies, they're completely separate, different situations. This is one, it's a money aspect, and usually money will work well with work, but at the same time, it's not quite working there. And I think a lot of this is going to be a situation I just heard about actually recently. I started to make my video, and I had a call, and this is a new situation, a new work opportunity that's come up, but it's reaching a certain level, something you've went for, and you've been working on, and you've achieved that first foundation of success. You know, if you're building a house or something of that manner, you've got the level, you've got the framework done, you're ready to go. So, but that one situation with things being off balance wise, money wise, that would be um, connected as well, because one situation is bad, but the other situation is just now starting. You've got your foot in the door, and well, there's a door right there, very, very clearly on that card. The handle is what stands out. It's saying almost as if you've opened the door and you're on your way in to something new, which is a situation that's going on today. Now, another thing, in the final card I have here, is going to be the Eight of Coins. I really, truly love this deck. It has been a while since I've worked with this. Beautiful, beautiful work. And it speaks to me. It's because I've done so many, in the past, done so many readings with this deck. But anyway, this Eight of Coins is about doing good work. It's about, loving what you do and putting your heart into something, and you do it well because you really enjoy it. You really love working with it. And this guy is definitely, it's an apprenticeship type card too, something you're new and learning. It sits perfect with this Four of Wands right next to it, because just getting your foot into the door and doing very, very good work in an apprentice type situation, where you're putting yourself in a situation to make money, which is going to alleviate this other situation over here. This Two of Wands, things are, or Two of Pentacles, I'm sorry, it's out of balance. Those two work very well together. And some spreads you have to look, so you just have to feel it and realize what works together and what don't. Sometimes you get a blending of cards, and sometimes some cards work together. Some cards will feel as though they're separate from their separate situation. Now, in that manner, they all blend together. You've got one situation that's going bad, but you've got yourself set with that central card there, that Four of Wands, and got your foot in the door, and you are doing very good work, and it's an apprenticeship situation that you're getting ready to start, and things are doing very well. So that's going to go ahead and be my reading for today. I'm going to end that. Actually, I'm not. I just lied. That's 8, 9, 10. There's a 14. There's a 5. Complete different number. I had a 3 with the other one. I had a 5. So these two are completely different, and I like to look at those when I do different decks, just to see how things are going to work out. To see, oftentimes it is the same cards that come up, but this one is completely different. And again, I may not be super tuned in with this. I'm drawn to this deck, this Tarot of Dreams deck, really strong today. So, and a 5 is a lot of hecticness, being busy, busy, busy. A lot of things going on. It kind of, it takes that where you set that foundation in the 4 and you had time to relax. It's time you get back into it, and it's super hectic. But by the time it's done and over with, all the work and everything that you go through and the efforts you go through, especially numerology wise on a personal year, by the end of that year, all that mess that you went through, by the end of that year, you start seeing the results. So whatever happens today, I think, especially with that good work card show in there coming up, it will be worth it in the end. So that's with that 5 that's going on, and I'm going to actually end this time. Thank you for watching. If you have watched all this, have a great day, and I'll be back.